Have some breaking news. Court order for the case of Donald Trump's request for a special master was released. In it, there was a reference to current president, Correspondent John Huddy. Let me bring you in, and you can explain to us what's going on with this story. What's up?
Yeah, well, so Bob, the order, there's a couple main takeaways from the judge's ruling, which was handed down today. First and foremost, that it enjoins, and that's the legal term for it, basically prohibits the DOJ from continuing its investigation of the documents seized at Mar-a-Lago last week. But as I'm looking at the order, and I have a copy of it here, all 24 pages, as I've been going over it, one curious thing kind of stood out to me, which is on page 2, and I believe this is what you were referencing at the bottom of the page. And basically, this is under the section relevant background, but it talks about and it lays out the time frame leading up to the raid on Mar-a-Lago. But as you see there, it says on May 10th, 2022, NARA, which is the National Archives and Records Administration, informed plaintiff, the plaintiff being former President Trump, that it would proceed with providing the FBI access to the records in question. And here's the interesting part: as requested by the incumbent president, beginning as early as Thursday, May 12th, 2022. So this is important, Bob, because it really calls into question how much the Biden administration really knew about this and the involvement. President Biden has said on the record publicly that they were unaware of the search warrant. That obviously raised a lot of eyebrows, that the executive office was not at least involved or at least made aware of the search warrant, something as unprecedented and massive, of this magnitude. And then reading the actual judge's order, the ruling, well, you have this section here. As I mentioned, kind of that main headline is that it enjoins the DOJ from continuing the investigation. Now, Judge Cannon, Bob, last week, and we reported this Friday, seemed to be really leaning in that direction towards appointing a special master during last week's hearing, but withheld a written ruling until today, of course, of all days, the Labor Day holiday, right? Turning what would normally be a slow news day into a pretty busy one, obviously. Well, the judge gave both sides until Friday to come up with a list of names of somebody to basically hold that position as special master. The DOJ, of course, Bob, objected strenuously to the appointment of a special master, saying that the government's own, basically the FBI's own filter teams, had gone through all the more than 11,000 documents and sifted through what was privileged and what was not. But the judge in her ruling wrote that, quote, the court is not so sure about the DOJ's argument, and Judge Cannon cited actually 2 known instances of investigators, she said, later sorting aside documents that may have been privileged information. Whether that was executive privilege or attorney-client privilege remains unknown. She also set aside, Bob, the government's argument that former President Trump cannot assert executive privilege against the current executive branch. So at this point, Bob, there's been no comment from the DOJ or no reaction from the DOJ about this or Attorney General Merrick Garland.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. September is historically the worst performing month for the stock market, so you better be ready for it. The Fed continues to aggressively raise rates, and JP Morgan is forecasting another mega rate hike September the 21st. Is that why Jamie Dimon said an economic hurricane is coming our way? Well, gold and silver have remained remarkably stable despite the Fed aggressively raising rates today. The Patriot Gold Group has a special incentive for Newsmax viewers. Huge! Now precious metals investors can enjoy the no-fee-for-life gold and silver IRA on qualifying rollovers, or enjoy free, discreet, insured shipping on all direct gold and silver purchases. Here's the number, 800-356-4470. Call 800-356-4470 today.